So this Scorpio new moon energy, it's not pulling any punches. And this is a time where you can expect that during this lunar cycle, you're going to be presented with a doorway of initiation. This is a theme that's coming up for the collective as a whole. I think that you will certainly feel this very strongly if you have Scorpio highly aspected in your chart. Also, if you are a Taurus or have the house of Taurus full of planets or a significant planetary placement in the house of Taurus, because we have to remember that Scorpio is your mirror. So this energy is very, at the forefront right now. And some of the things that may come in might challenge you. They might have a sting to them. They might be something you would normally be activated by, but you're being advised at this time. This download came in and really wanted to be shared. So I thought, let's just whip out the camera and let's do this on the fly. I'm going to be doing a lot more this year. All right. I'm going to be doing just a lot more, bringing in the downloads as they come in, bringing in the reads as they want to come in. I'm not going to be on a set schedule. I'm entering this kind of Scorpio territory of just feeling, sensing, and following that more subtle directive. So do look for things to be switching up. I know I don't normally post on this day, but this needs to come in, so it's going to come in. And on days when I need to rest, I need to rest. And there's something about this that I'm relaying to you that's also a theme for all of you. It's time for you to really start questioning why the outer reality looks the way it does and what you can do internally to shift it, and what in your outer reality is false. In other words, it's totally out of alignment with the truth as you see it, as you know it to be. And in what part of you is this place that is still kind of holding on to an energetic agreement with this outer reality that you see? You see, because there's going to be an opportunity to break free of this. There's going to be an opportunity to step up to the next level of potential. But in order to really be able to step into that, it means you have to shatter the mirrors of illusion and the distortions you have in the sense of who you are. You have to really understand that you can create this reality any way you want it to be. Does that mean that you will never face challenges? Absolutely not, right? We need challenges so we can grow and learn new aspects of ourselves, okay? And it's a part of life, but even that can be embarked upon in a spirit of enthusiasm, all right? There's the spirit of rising to the challenge, and this is a spirit that a lot of people have lost, all right? So you may find there's a lot in your reality or even coming at you from other people that has a false perception or a reflection of who you are. It's sort of like you're seeing like old reflections bouncing back at you, and you're being presented with a choice. Do you want to stay in these old karmic cycles, or are you ready to sort of polish that mirror, right? So this is about getting really centered on the truth that you are aligned with within yourself, which can only be achieved by starting to question what's coming at you. And instead of directly engaging with it, speak back to it. If somebody is putting a projection on you, there's no point in arguing with that person, because it sort of puts you in energetic connection with that thing, energetic agreement, and therefore you're feeding that current of energy. Why would you want to do that? So instead, it's about you just kind of like pulling your energy back, letting that person have that belief about you, that view about you. That's their reality tunnel. It has nothing to do with who you are. And it's about you using it as a tool for inner reflection and measuring up, whatever this person's trying to put on you, whatever they're saying about you, to the truth of your own, inner reality, what you really feel and what your experience is, and not allowing this person to negate your experience, all right? I mean, now sometimes somebody may say something to you, all right, and maybe it is activating, but you can see the truth in it. And in that way, you can take that in and you can look at it, you can hold space for it, and then you can do the necessary work to transform it. You can understand where you're out of alignment, all right? And even in that process, there's this need to have compassion for yourself so you can really respond to what's surfacing in you, not to be reactive, all right? But you're going to have somebody coming at you right now, or you're going to have a situation you're facing right now during this. It's almost like a Scorpio portal, okay, into the opportunity to step through a doorway that leads to a great expansion in your life, all right? Whole new world, really, you know. And it's not like it's some glamorous thing when you step through this doorway. It marks the point when your life turned, right? It's the turning point when you moved out of some place that left you feeling really stuck, or left you feeling like you didn't have, you know, a single clue about what the next step was, right? This thing rising to this challenge and sort of taking your power back and not allowing yourself to get activated by this lure, because that's what it is. It's a lure. It's a way to get hooked back into the old cycle. It's a way to get held back as well, okay? And you're setting yourself free from all of that. So understand that when the stinger comes your way in Scorpio season, the job you have here in this situation at this time in this lunar cycle is to imbibe a bit of that poison, because it will arrive you at the cure. And instead of getting all entangled about it, okay, if you feel the need to argue with somebody about it, get in a fight with them about it, then something they're saying, you must embody it as the truth, even if it's not true. Do you see what I'm saying? Because of your programming, you know, the beliefs you have about yourself, your upbringing, you know, just stuff that you've taken on because it's what you took in from those that you gave that authority to. All right, so part of taking your power back means that you're going to upset the apple cart, and there's going to be people that won't be happy with you. And you might have to stand on your own. You know, you might have to really stand up for yourself. But the way to stand up for yourself isn't to get into like a pissing contest, although it can be very easy to do that. And, you know, I've been guilty of that myself at times. You know, I'm an imperfect person, just like everybody else. We all have challenges, right? We don't have to be perfect. It's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to be messy. But what's important is to always like come back to your heart and let that lead the way, and really look at how can there be transformation here within me, because it's not about trying to change anything outside of yourself, but acknowledging where you're at and where you are dealing with people that are just being unnecessarily intractable, obstructive, in some cases cruel, in some cases really trying to thwart you, just with trying to bring you down, or, you know, make their judgments about you or disrespect your process in some way. You don't need to engage with that because you don't agree with it, right? It's not true, right? So you don't need to take it on. And, you know, you can kind of use that as an opportunity even to connect with your higher consciousness, connect with spirit, you know, however you relate to that more aware part of yourself, that one source that runs through all things. And you can say in that moment a little prayer. You can send up a prayer. I'm going to use Great Spirit in this example because that's something that really speaks to me. I feel like it encompasses the energy of all many aspects of that one note of ecstasis that ripples through existence. You can say, I recognize that what's happening now in this situation or with this person is false, and I do not take this on. I reject this as part of the truth, for it is not the truth. The truth is love. The truth is unity. The truth is peace and alignment. And so I offer this up to you. I release this from my energy now, and I offer it up to you, Great Spirit, for you to transform, transmute according to your generous wisdom. And I ask for this in the name of harmony for all and of all. Ashe, Aho, amen, amen. It is so mote it be, whatever works for you, and in whatever ways you need to express that. And if you do that, okay, if you just send up a little prayer like that every time you encounter this one little exercise is going to teach you so much about the way your consciousness, your inner script is running the show, the theater of your life. You're going to start to understand why you're having certain experiences. And it's not that you're in any way not worthy of having positive experiences. It's not that there's something wrong with you. It's that there's something wrong with the programming, okay? It's what was downloaded into your consciousness. And there's a need for a complete reboot and realignment. So if you start working with this every time you have one of these feelings, anything that's unlike love, all right? Because we know on the way to love, everything that is unlike love will confront you. It's like running the gauntlet, man. And it'll happen in your outer reality because it's reflecting where you're at with love within yourself, okay? So anytime you have this experience, you send up a little prayer like that. You're going to notice with how often you're praying, how much you have fear running your script. And then you're going to start to really understand whoa, I have a lot of creative power here. Now, I want to kind of reveal a little bit just to support you in the process, because this is a destabilizing process to go into doing this kind of work. But once you go into doing this kind of work, you're really going to understand the value of it. So do be aware that initially you may have the energy kind of pick up. It's like a testing energy. You're really going to have this energy pick up because you have to understand there's a part of you that has become so used to holding space for this stuff and being in agreement, energetic agreement with this stuff, even though it caused you suffering or it didn't feel right to you, all right? And that had everything to do with the way you've been programmed and the way you've adopted from outside authority figures, the script of who you are, who you're allowed to be, what your place is, all right? And you're shattering all that. So when a person starts to kind of wipe the dust from their eyes and see things clearly, it can be a very disillusioning experience. So make sure that you're dropping in and then you're connecting with people that really support you, that want to see your growth too, and people who are actively involved in this process and that they're able to really hold a respectful space around that in terms of just letting you have your process, man, and letting it be what it needs to be. But if you stick with this, then very soon you're going to start to realize, oh, I get it. I'm the roadblock because I have this fear inside of me and everything in my environment. Maybe it's a fear even you didn't know that you had, okay? It might be something operating on the subconscious level. Consciously, you may think, oh, but I don't have that fear. And then something provokes it. And through that inner process of kind of funneling inward, going inward like that wind blowing that net curtain that forms a cornucopia. It's that kind of energy, right? That Sabian symbol for 24 degrees Aries, all right? As you allow this to happen, you allow this to funnel inward. Everything, okay? Everything that will fill this with a new kind of manifestation for you, or you could see it as a cornucopia overflowing, a harvest, a true harvest that comes from a place of you really stepping up into the awareness of being the creator. See, it's one thing to tell people that you can create your reality, that you can change your life, that all it requires is that you learn the basic alchemical steps of manifestation. And it's something that people can intellectualize. They may even understand your point, but it's not something that's really embodied and taken in until you have the courage to go through that experience of really embodying it and seeing how it works in your day-to-day reality. And when you have that experience, it's going to shift everything for you. And when you start having a situation show up on your path that's disruptive, or that is unlike love, or that is disruptive in the sense that it starts to shake you out of that place of new growing certainty that you have in this empowerment, you will remember to offer up that prayer, come right back here, and you're going to feel frustrated, all right? Because you're going to see how much you have to do this, how much you have to bring your mind back to this place. But there will get to be a point where you get free of it and you don't embody it anymore. But I want you to be prepared, okay? There's a lot of really pivotal points coming up here. The Gemini full moon that's coming up at the end of the month is an important one. It's when there's a bright light shining and nothing can be hidden in the dark anymore. It's a major moment of truth. It's also a moment for you to really step into that position of choosing what kind of reality you're going to create for yourself. And are you going to stay tethered to the way you've always done things? Or are you going to take the center stage in your life? And are you going to be the main character? Okay? And are you going to write the story as you see fit? All right? It's up to you. If you do have that bravery to kind of directly confront the blocks inside of you, and you do this work, then you are really going to have an opportunity come the new moon in Sagittarius on December 12th to step through a very important initiatory doorway. It's coming up. And just look at this time that's about to sprawl out here as things come to light, both within you and without, and in the circumstances and people you're dealing with. And you start to have a more clear picture of how things are shaping up. Just look to be tested, because it's going to happen. And as you start to break free, these people are going to act up more. The situations are going to be more disruptive. There's going to be this sort of like one last gasp of this old structure, you know, trying to pen you in, fence you in. And I'm telling you, man, you're just going to be like a goat with Pluto and Capricorn, and you're going to use those horns and you're going to find a way through. Don't follow the herd. Go your own way.